There it is. This thing is a lot bigger than I have remembered. Wow. A lot bigger. My only rule for getting this motor from Grandpa, he's inside sleeping right now. It seems I always get here when he's sleeping. So I gotta cut those bolts off of there or take that pulley right off, because his great grandmother got killed. Her dress got caught in one and it killed her. So that's my stipulation there.
Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I pulled a motor out of the weeds, as we'll call it. All the trash and stuff that was piled up around that old engine. It's been sitting there for 40 years or so. Anyways, we left. I came back up north. That was at my grandpa's. That's an old 4.5 horsepower Monarch engine. It's fairly sought after. I'm not going to say sought after, but it's not the most common motor. She ever hammering down with rain. Man, we're supposed to flip over to negatives this afternoon, so we're trying to get down quick and get back up north. And we've hit a storm. 60 to 90 kilometer an hour winds, like 40, 50 mile an hour. She's coming through good. As you can tell by my steering wheel.
Had some difficulties with our winch here, so we managed to get it on with ratchet straps, but she's on and tied up.
Well, we're making the race against time. It's 11:45. Snow wasn't supposed to start until like 3 this afternoon, and it's coming down good. So, and this 90 kilometer an hour wind from the west here is not helping with driving. We're all over the map, or I'm all over the map here. There's the transport trucks when they come by are just like this. So, anyways, it's a strong wind. We're right at the top of the Niagara Escarpment right now by Collingwood, Ontario, and we're just gonna drop down. So once we drop down, usually it gets a little bit warmer, so we'll see. Let's hope. Some absolutely gorgeous country in here looking over the bay. You can see Georgian Bay way out there. Just waves are huge on it right now. Super windy. Beautiful area. Well, we beat the snow. She's windy though up here, man. We were getting blown all over, so just got backed up to the garage here. My brother's gonna pull off the plastic and see if we can get her off here. All right, we just rolled her over quick. She is in. Got a little bit of grease off at the car wash, but not really too much. There's a lot on there still. You should have seen it before though. I was using like a scraper to get it off. It was so thick. Car wash really didn't have that much pressure. Well, we're getting her soaking in spray 9 here. Looks like it's going to be green. Get the pressure washer to her soon. All these old spark plugs we got with it are pretty cool. This one here
is a Blue Flame registered. This one here, it's a Redhead. This one here, I think it's a Split Dwarf. Some cool old random spark plugs. Gotta love them. So we're not going to defrost the buzz coils we got there off a Model T. They'll work, but we're not going to get them wet, obviously. But I got the head soaking too. All this will just get squeegeed outside. So we're going to let this soak, and now it's nice and warm. I should be able to pressure wash it. So it's going to get cold here soon. So we just want to get all the cleaning done before we start working on it, because obviously we don't want that to be dirty, and just makes it a lot easier to work on. Trick I learned from the old timer that I used to work with. We worked on a lot of old stuff, old boat motors where you couldn't get gaskets anymore, so he'd just tell me to take a light coat of grease, put it everywhere on here. This is too thick now. I mean, I guess probably not too thick, but just get a coating everywhere. And then once that's on, we'll push our gasket on. That'll leave an imprint, and then we can cut it out. There we go. She's not perfect, but she'll do. So you can see where the water jacket attaches, it's very corroded, which doesn't matter because that's just open. The rest of it looks pretty good. Probably gonna put some Permatex, the right stuff on each side of it. Normally on a head gasket, I wouldn't do that. I think it says right on the tube not to do that. But this is a low compression engine. It's not spinning very fast, and really, I mean, a lot of your sealing is done by your sealing surface here, and the gasket's more or less just for your water jacket, honestly. So as long as this is sealed right in here for our first 1/8 inch or whatever. That's all we need, and our sealing surface looks really good around there. So either way, we're gonna put some schmutz on her before we put her on. Head gasket is on. I just got that piece of wood shoved in there because I put RTV on the other side to go into the pitting. So that's on, and everything's greased up. New grease in the bearings or in the cups. On here, the head was really badly pitted, so what I did was took some Permatex Right stuff. This isn't going to get too hot or anything. I mean, this stuff well goes within that specification. But since the pitting was so deep on the water jackets, I decided just so it wouldn't get worse. I mean, it'll just be open. There's not going to be a gasket that sits there anyways. I just put some RTV on it to smooth it out so my gasket will sit nice and flat around these areas and seal so we won't have any water leaks. We're just about off to the shop to get some welding done. Getting dark out now. Just went and picked up a nice sign for the wall from a guy. I like old signs, so we got that done. And while I was there, he was near my buddies, so I got him to weld up the valve because I do not trust myself doing important stuff like this, and he's a licensed welder, so here we go. We're gonna assemble this, and then I can put this head on and get it bolted up, and then the engine's complete. I don't have to worry about stuff getting in the cylinder anymore. Then next after that is gonna be pulling off the mixer and cleaning it up, and then everything's greased up and ready to go. Once we have that done, we're gonna be working on ignition. I'm probably not gonna mess with the gas tank and the base for now because it's probably full of rust, and I'm gonna put a reliable fuel source to it at the starting. So with the head on now, we're gonna go towards ignition. I've kind of been stumped here for about a week, or not stumped, been out of commission. I got my wisdom teeth out. I was sick for a week, as you guys heard earlier in the video, and then the next week I had my wisdom teeth out. So this has kind of been on a standstill. The only thing we're gonna go over is ignition, what I've rigged up quick. With the head on, everything, I've turned it over just to kind of mess around with it. I'm still waiting on that rocker to get welded, but all of our valves work good and sucks in air. It's got compression. So anyways, we got these buzz coils off of a Model T, and I had to do up some wiring. So essentially on the back of these buzz coils, you have, this is whatever your setup there that'll buzz, but it has these contact points, so when you slide it into this box, it attaches to these studs. The contact, as you can see, those metal tabs there would just rest against these here, and then you would attach to there. But I didn't want the mess of these, so did some reading thankfully online. I found a wiring diagram for using these single. So you got a positive here, so all I did was solder just a connector onto here. So positive, so I'm running this to the positive of my battery. I'm just using a little M12. This is an old one, it doesn't work right, so it's only at about 8 volts now, which is perfect because these are, you can run them on 12 volts, but they say not to let them buzz long because it'll burn them out. So essentially this battery's low, so we're just using it. It's perfect. So they say this here is to run to your positive of the battery, so that's what I did. This here runs to your spark plug, so I did that. And then this here goes to your engine timer or your trigger or whatever you want to call it, so that's right there. And then the ground, you run your ground from here to there, obviously. And then essentially what happens is when your engine rotates around, as you can see right here, just watch, this bolt will touch right there, and when that touches, this is obviously insulated here, that's what that rubber is. When that touches, it completes the circuit to ground, and that livens up your coil. And what I didn't know about buzz coils compared to a regular coil is that a regular coil, you collapse your magnetic field when you open it and or ground it, and it makes a quick snap of a spark. These, if you put power to them, they're making spark. It's just going zzz, and it's making that spark plug spark. So all you're doing is you're hooking up a circuit. The timer over here, that bolt touches, it grounds it out, completes the circuit, and it starts sparking. So anyways, that's set up and it's ready to go, but we got to wait for that cast piece to get welded. My buddy's waiting for the proper stuff to do it, and then we're going to get to firing it up. So for the end of this video, this is going to be it. And as you can see, that this flywheel is a little bit darker here. It really looks beautiful in the sun, guys, but in here it looks black. I've put some linseed oil on it. As you can see right here, you can really see the green there. So anyways, we're gonna finish the video off on that note, and that's the journey of getting it and working on it so far. And we're gonna get to starting it up in the next video, and I think we'll be on our way. Thanks for watching, guys.